Organizations are interesting. When we join an organization, they expect us to adjust our behavior and traits a little bit. And usually we want to do that because we want to get to know the organizational culture, we want to fit in. So there's nothing wrong with that. The catch there is if we try to behave in ways that feel unnatural to us for long periods of time, we risk ourselves by a potential of overexhaustion, or we may have a feeling of misrepresentation, or even a feeling of misunderstanding. So we want to share these tips with anyone who joins an organization for the first time so that they can kind of watch for themselves the different behaviors and hopefully have a better adjustment. So there are 5 tips that we would like to share. Number 1 is for people to approach it as a learning experience. So when they join an organization, we would recommend they study the org charts, understand how the information is flowing, who is who has influence over what, and we would also recommend that they form an informal network for themselves. The number 2 tip we would like to share with them is to listen more and talk less and talk carefully. When we join a new organization, there are a lot of people who want to get to know us and are kind of looking at us. And we're all humans, we have perceptions and we have certain ways of getting the information and processing the information. So we would recommend people to pick their allies carefully. And if there's any sort of negative play in the workplace, to be watchful and careful for it. Tip number 3 is for people to seek for a mentor. Many people wait way too long when they join an organization to seek for a mentor. But it's really important to have that one person who understands the organization and the culture well, the one that you can turn to for what you may feel is an uneasy question. Those people would really support you and hold your hand throughout the difficult times. So we would recommend people to seek for a mentor as quickly as possible. Tip number 4 we would like to share is for people to control their behavior. We mentioned negative play in the workplace, that can be, but even if there is any sort of conflict in the workplace, we would recommend they try to rise above any sort of interpersonal conflict and try to focus on their own behaviors, identifying success behaviors for who they think are successful in the organization, authenticating those behaviors for themselves, and trying to keep focus on the value they themselves bring into the organization is quite helpful. The last tip we would like to share with people is that they try to focus on the value and the productivity they bring into the workplace. When we are chosen for a particular role, it's for a particular reason. We either have the right sort of persona or the skill set, hopefully a combination of both, for why we are hired into a particular role. So we would highly recommend that people keep a focus on the value they bring to the workplace and try to put their productivity forward more than anything else. The key takeaway I would like to leave with our viewers is that the initial 90 days in a job is actually quite important. Because you're looking to assess whether this is the right environment for you. So whether you take the tips that we have provided for you or take a part of it, you're looking to validate whether you fit in, whether you are being understood and valued for your skills and contribution. And sometimes it doesn't work. And if you find out that your heart is telling you or your gut is telling you you're not in the right place, that's also okay. The important piece is that we make a choice. We do have a choice in the matter, so it's important we remember that. And so I'd say make a choice and stay with peace.